Here we are. I have the engine covered to reduce contamination, or basically dust, cutting debris, and all that stuff. I'll do a better job. But I have decided to remove all the radiators, and here we could see how this thing is really mangled. So see this view right here. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna proceed to I think I'll do an initial cut here, just get this out the way. You can see how this is ripped up right here. There's a little fold back here when the cab front support was pushed back, so it's not a big order to get a new one. Once I get it, I will proceed to removing this and straightening this out. In the meantime, I will start getting most of this out, but I will also use piece of this to try to straighten as much as I can back before I start doing all the final cuts. So here we go. Ooh, shiny. Okay, so hope it's the right one. This guy goes right here. We have the frame end pieces, basically the bumper mounts or the frame caps. So see, this one's all twisted. So I have all my power posts, the rams. I got all this stuff laid out. You can see this one's rusty. I haven't used this stuff in a long time because my setup here at this house, it's not much I could do. I used to do a lot of this stuff before. So over here, I'll have to apply some heat. And before I do that, I thought I would, kind of just strip all the paint and grime off. That way I won't have a bunch of smoke. Here, I am going to first hit this up, try to bring this back so I could attach a bolt here, and I will use this to assist me on this side, just pulling it while I push from here, and just kind of try to get this back into compliance. Okay, so I got this a little closer where I could attach this. It's not perfect. I don't need it perfect right now. I just need it so it could be a pulling point. Great. It's raining. something you see happening at this time in Southern California, but it's pouring right now. So better get all my tools in. All right, the rain is gone. Let me set up my ram to push, and I already have my chain on the tool hooks to assist in pulling. I'm gonna set my target. This is about where I need to be. So I have to work really fast because I have to hit up different points so everything could move together. So I don't want to just have one point hit it and get it red hot and it moves, but the other places aren't ready to move because they're still cold and harder. So I'm trying my best to get everything red hot, kind of move around, get this heat situated, and hopefully it will go easy. But just being by myself, it's a little challenge. I wish I had somebody else to apply heat while somebody pumps the jack and then to change it. I'll get there. Okay, so after cycles of heating up and pulling and banging, you can see it looks a lot straighter. So this, I'll deal with this later. But it looks, there's still a little wrinkle here, which I will fix later. After I cut this out, when I cut this out to replace it, I will insert something into this hole and pull this way to get this one out. So it's not a big deal, but I'm pretty satisfied with the result. Yeah, pushing on this and then pulling here. I don't think I'm not affecting this too much because this is getting heated up, so it's softer, and this is still rigid. So this one is going to move, this rail won't move. Based on my sketches and measurements from a different truck, from the center of the rail to the center of the mount, the hole in the mount, that should be 42.5. And we'll call here about the center to here. Straighten it out a little bit, so I will say I'm pretty close. There was a hole below that I measured from, but I'll check it out later when I get underneath. So I think I'm pretty close. Now I'm gonna go ahead, straighten these out a bit. After that, I'm gonna get cut these off, cut that guy off. Now I need to get this back to where it was, so I'm gonna attempt to round it off, get it back looking pretty, and after that I'll cut these off, this one off, cut that guy off, and then I could prep for welding this back on. So this is how this end piece is looking. I have it a little straighter. All this will be ground off. Over here, it was torn. That's not a big deal. When I weld it, I will shape it, build it up right there because all this was torn off. This corner here was stretched pretty bad. So I got it close. It's not a big deal. There's a piece getting welded over it. So basically, I'm happy with the progress, how it's coming out. You know, You could fix anything with heat or pressure, I don't know, but so these pieces are cut off. I tried to go as close as possible without. Here I kind of nicked it a little bit. I'll fill this in, but it's always tough cutting stuff like that because when you don't want to damage the frame, but you want to cut it as close as possible to minimize your grinding. So you could see I got it pretty close. It's a little scuff mark right here, a little gouge here, but that could be filled in with weld. It's not a big deal. And like I said before, this front part of the frame doesn't carry any load. It's just supports the bumper, radiator, and the cab mount. It's not the biggest deal. There's no big load on here, so I'm not very concerned about. I want to make the measurements right and all that stuff, but a little nick like that, it's not a big deal. And got this guy cut off. Same, try to go as close as possible without touching the frame itself. I think I did a pretty good job. So I just have to clean these off. But I wanted part of this on here so I could get my measurements. So that's how we look.